With all this inverted fullback and wingback madness, I feel that sometimes we forget what real total football is. So I found the perfect 4-4-2 tactic that if you implement right, you can have great achievements. Sometimes simple works best, so that's why the 4-4-2 tactic will never be outdated. I choose to test this tactic with 3 teams. One of them is Liverpool, previewed to finish second in the league. Second one is RB Leipzig, a team that is previewed to finish actually somewhere around third in the league. And then we have Lazio from Italy, who is actually previewed to finish around 5 or 6. So let's see how we did. With Liverpool, we've actually won the league, first season league win. So I must say this is a great achievement. 97 points, guys, 92 goal difference. So you already know that this tactic is going to score a lot of goals for you. 97 points equals with Tottenham actually. What a surprise by the Spurs here. 97 points, they came second because of our insane goal difference. We've actually won more games than them, so that is why we are champ. Manchester City came in third, and as you can see here, we've pretty much dominated the league. After winter, we've pretty much dominated the league. When we go to our squad, we see that our midfielders did a great job, as well as our attackers. We've got 19 goals and 29 assists from Dominik Szoboszlai, the Hungarian player that did not really play that well at the Euros, but in this save he did amazing. 29 assists, I think that has to be a record of assists for the Premier League. Then Diego Jota, 33 goals, 8 assists. Cody Gakpo, 14 goals, 19 assists. And Darwin Núñez, of course, with 24 goals. Mohamed Salah only got 22. But that is good enough. And when we go to the stats, we have scored 125 goals, guys. I think this was the tactic that I tested that scored the most amount of goals. 125 goals is insane. We have one of the best teams in the Premier League, which is Liverpool, but still 125 goals is pretty good. In other competitions, we've got knocked out in the Europa League by FC Inter. What a shame, we played them in the round of 16. Then in the Carabao Cup we came runner-up and we got knocked out by Fulham in the 5th round of the English FA Cup. Which is fine since we won the league. I mean, you know Liverpool, they won one league in like 30 years. I think they are very happy about this league win. If we go further, we can see some insane stats, guys. 3.29 goals per game. That's actually amazing. Shots per game, it's 19.97, which is one of the highest shots per game that I have seen for a tactic. And again, we are conceding less than 1 goal per game, which is very good. Then on the defensive side, we can see that we have very good stats on the defensive side as well. Final third passes against per game 41.82 and shoutouts 16. Also, since this is a very pressing tactic, possession won, we have 4,303 possessions won, meaning we are pressing very well with a 4-4-2. Before we go further, guys, I wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you like 4-4-2 tactics, leave a comment what you like the most about 4-4-2 tactics, and I'm actually so close of reaching 500 subscribers and I would appreciate the subscribe a lot. Thanks. So that was Liverpool, and now we go to RB Leipzig. Another surprise finish in second, I must say. RB Leipzig 74 points, but the difference between us and FC Bayern for the first year was kind of big, even though they only have 4 more wins than us, but we've lost 3 more games and we've drawn 1 more game than them. But 74 points, second place with RB Leipzig, I wouldn't say it's a disappointment. Actually, it's a pretty good job done by us. Also, we've got to the DFB Pokal semi-final and we've been knocked out by Bayern München, which is bad, but it's not that bad. And in the Super Cup, we've came runners up. When we go to the team stats here, you can see that our strikers scored so many goals. Yusuf Poulsen with 25 goals. What a surprise from the Danish guy. Actually, he did a very good season. Then Lois opened at 25 goals as well, and Benjamin Sesko 21 goals. And one guy who went under the radar, I would say, is Willy Orban, our center back that scored 10 goals this season. 10 goals for a center back, it's amazing, don't get me wrong, but his rating is still low, so I think you need very fast defenders for this type of tactic. And if we quickly go to the stats, we can see that they are not the same as in Liverpool, but it's just because our players up front were not as good. So shots per game is the same, 19.0 shots per game, but goals per game is a bit lower, it's 2.38. So that means our strikers are not on par with Liverpool strikers, but I guess you can make a better team than this RB Leipzig team, and if you implement this 4-4-2 in your team, you can have much more success than this RB Leipzig team had. Also, conceded per game is 1 here. If it was less than 1, I would say it was good, but that means we have a leaky defense as well, so that's why we could not win the league on our first season with RB Leipzig. But I think in this team, if you make a couple of adjustments, you can actually really compete for the league. But if we quickly go and look at who scored the most goals for this season, it's actually us. 81 goals, guys, 81 goals, more than Bayern, even though Bayern, I would say they have a better attack than us, but RB Leipzig is on the first place on the most goals scored for this season, and also most shots for, with more than 200 shots more than Bayern Munich. That means we are like a cannon, guys. We are shooting from everywhere, and of course we will score more goals than the opponents if we do that. So if you like very aggressive tactic with gegenpress style and a 4-4-2 lineup, I think this is one of the best tactics that you can have. And now our last team. This team actually underperformed with the tactic, but I decided to keep it. Why? Because it's not actually that bad, and we can see what type of team works with this kind of tactic and what type of team doesn't work with this type of tactic. So if we look at the competition, we came in 9th, which is a bad place for Lazio. They always expect 5 or 6 at least, so European football. But you see here in Italy, this season was actually insane. AS Roma won the Serie A with 88 points, then AC Milan and Inter in 3rd. Fiorentina has a very good team this year and they came in 4th. That means we are out of the Europa, but we managed to win the Europa League, guys, and actually we go to the Champions League, which is insane. 9th place, but we still go in the Champions League, which is very good. We've actually beaten Bayer Leverkusen, the finalist from this year in reality, as you know. And another surprise that I have seen here in the Champions League, we've came in 3rd, so that's why we went to the Europa League. But look at Karabakh, guys, minus 26. These guys conceded 26 goals in 6 games. That's insane. And they actually drawn one game. I think it was with us. They actually drawn one game and they got 1 point, but they conceded 26 goals, guys. I think Paris Saint-Germain scored many goals on them. Let's see, actually. Damn, that's crazy. Look at this. 12-0, guys. 12-0 and then a 7-0 against Karabakh. They destroyed them. Oh my god, oh my god. And afterwards they played Real Madrid and they won 4-2, but then they lost 3-0. That's a shame, that's a shame. But that is Real Madrid, as you know. For the stats, even though we came in 9th, I wouldn't say our shots per game were that bad. 14.29 is still good, but our players up top just did not do the job, guys. They just did not do the job. And we are going to see why. So as you can see here, we have very few goals from our strikers. Our best player was actually Marcos Antonio with a 7.14 rating, 2 goals, 5 assists, and our highest goal scorer was Tati Castellanos, 22 goals, and Luis Alberto with 18 assists. Then Ciro Immobile, of course, he has to score more than 10 goals. I don't remember this guy not scoring more than 10 or 15 goals every season in Italy since the days of I don't know, the days of Perugia or where he played. Let's see, Pescara. Since Pescara, this guy just went up. Look at these goals. 28-5, okay, 5 at Genoa, 22, and then he had a bad spell here at Torino, but then he came in strong when he started with Lazio, then 23-29. Yes, this guy was a very, very good player, underrated at times, but I feel like in big games he doesn't really perform, so that's why he couldn't really get recognized for the player that he is. But enough about Immobile, let's see how this tactic works and why it did not work for Lazio. So, I said that we are going to line up in a 4-4-2, guys. We have here Tati Castellanos as a pressing forward. Let's see if we have some important instructions first, and then we're going to talk about the players and why you don't want this type of players in your team if you want your 4-4-2 to work. So on the pressing forward we have no instructions. On Immobile we have tackle harder. On the winger from the right we have tackle harder. On the ball winning midfielder we have mark tighter. On the box to box we have tackle harder. On the left winger we have tackle harder. Then on the wing backs we have sit narrower, tackle harder and mark tighter. And we are playing with 2 ball playing defenders, and as you know, if these players are not good, it's going to be a problem, because ball playing defenders, they tend to leave a lot of space when they go forward with the ball. They leave space in behind, and then you get counter-attacked and you concede, of course. But these 2 ball playing defenders, they play with dribble more, tackle harder and mark tighter. So my advice is you have to have very strong center backs, guys. 2 very strong center backs, just because in case they don't do well and they lose a pass or they make a mistake, they have enough speed to track back and recover the ball. Because if they don't, then you're just going to concede a lot of goals. On the mentality, we are playing attacking, of course. In possession we play fairly narrow. We focus play down the left and the right flank, so this is a wing play tactic, I must say. Then slightly more direct passing directness and tempo is higher. We also use low crosses, run at defense, and when we go to transition, you can see that this is a very, very specific gegenpress style of football. Counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll it out. Then on the opposition we have high press and much higher defensive line, much more often trigger pressing and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. And the way this tactic works, your defenders get the ball and you do not play out from the back. You play on your wingers, and then it's a very direct and easy style of football, as I call it, total football. So from the defense, long pass to your wingers or to your wing backs, then the cross comes and your strikers have to score. The role of the midfielders, they are not creators, guys. These midfielders, they don't have to be creators. They need very good stamina, very good work rate. So Luis Alberto was not a good fit in this tactic, even though he has very good teamwork and work rate, but his stamina was just not enough. So at times I feel like this guy could leave a bit of a space here in the midfield that can be exploited. Pay a lot of attention to your midfielders. They have to be ball-winning midfielders or box-to-box midfielders. Your strikers, it doesn't matter. If you find a good striker, they will score the goals because they will have the chances, since you are giving them so many crosses and passes with your wingers. Wingers have to be fast, of course. Fast is the most important thing. Good crossing is important as well, but they need some stamina, teamwork and work rate, because in this tactic you have to track back, guys. You have to track back and defend on two lines. That's the most important thing of the 4-4-2. Then for your wingbacks as well, need to be fast, good stamina and good teamwork and work rate. So that's it. I don't think this team is actually that bad for this type of tactic, but Immobile is just not that fast anymore, and I think that is why we didn't perform that well. Tati Castellanos is a very good player, but he still needs some more time to develop into a great striker. So if you enjoyed this tactic and you want to see more, click the like button and click this link right here. I have another video with an insane 3 at the back tactic. Thank you.